There are four simple ideas. 1. We are motivated by needs. 2. Our worldview distorts our needs. 3. New knowledge and wisdom can only come from outside our worldview. 4. A truth exists that is both immanent and transcendent. Human beings are driven by needs that shape their actions and decisions. As biological organisms, they require essentials such as air, food, water, clothing, and shelter. They also need intimacy and social connection. On a deeper level, humans need belonging, acceptance, and love. Beyond these immediate and social requirements, there are higher needs that push individuals toward growth, self-improvement, and transcendence of their current condition. The drive to move beyond basic survival into personal development and transformation is an essential part of human motivation. These needs, however, do not exist in isolation. They are filtered and often distorted by a worldview. A worldview is the lens of beliefs and attitudes that develops through personal history, cultural influences, and early conditioning. Many of these beliefs are unconscious and were instilled during childhood by parents, caretakers, and broader society. Because they form so early, they tend to operate unquestioned in daily life. They define how people prioritize and interpret their needs, as well as the limits they perceive around them. When needs pass through this filter, the result is often distortion, creating confusion about what is genuine and what is merely conditioned belief. This distortion can lead to a mismatch between real needs and perceived ones. For example, someone who has been taught from an early age that success equals worthiness may come to believe that career achievement is a fundamental need. In reality, the deeper need might be acceptance or love. The worldview in this case makes the individual pursue one path while leaving the actual underlying need unmet. Over time, this disconnection from authentic needs can lead to dissatisfaction, conflict, or stagnation. Because worldviews both guide and limit perception, they make it difficult to address challenges from within the same framework that created them. The martial artist Melissa Scare Croden expressed this with the observation that no problem can be solved by the same consciousness that created it. When someone is trapped inside their habitual thought patterns, they remain confined by the very beliefs that caused the problem. This creates a paradox where the solution cannot emerge from the same mental structures that produced the issue. The metaphor of the box illustrates this clearly. The box represents an individual's set of thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes. When inside the box, people only see what is contained within it, and their solutions are limited to what is already there. Thinking out of the box becomes nearly impossible while still confined inside it. To find new solutions, people must step outside, leaving their comfort zones and breaking free from habitual patterns. This means embracing perspectives and experiences beyond their existing worldview. An example can be found in personal conflict. Two people may argue endlessly because they are trapped within the same assumptions about what the other intends or believes. Their shared box of unchallenged views prevents resolution. Only when one of them steps outside these assumptions, perhaps by seeing the situation through a fresh perspective or engaging with an unfamiliar idea, does genuine resolution become possible. This shift requires openness to knowledge and wisdom that lie outside of their current framework. Beyond distorted needs and the limits of the worldview lies a deeper question: the nature of truth. The text describes a truth that is both immanent and transcendent. Immanence means it is present within the world and within individuals, accessible in lived experience. Transcendence means it exists beyond ordinary perception and beyond the boundaries of concepts and language. This truth, by its very nature, cannot be fully captured in words or written teachings. It can only be experienced directly and personally. Such a truth is not transferable from one person to another. A teacher can point toward it, but each individual must encounter it on their own. Because it is experiential rather than conceptual, it resists explanation and defies ordinary communication. Someone who experiences it undergoes a transformation that reshapes their worldview in fundamental ways. The old distortions of belief and the limitations of the box no longer hold in the same way. The individual sees from a different perspective, one grounded in direct encounter rather than second-hand knowledge. Acceptance of this truth brings deep change. When a person truly experiences it, their relationship to needs, beliefs, and the world shifts. They are less bound by inherited attitudes and more attuned to what is real and necessary. Their sense of motivation is no longer filtered through distortions, but flows from a clearer recognition of genuine needs. The resulting change is not superficial. It touches the core of how they see themselves and how they understand existence itself. The interplay between needs, worldview, knowledge, and truth shapes human growth. Needs provide the drive for survival and development. Worldviews provide structure, but can also create distortion. To grow beyond these limitations, individuals must look outside their current frameworks and encounter wisdom that does not originate from their familiar thought patterns. Ultimately, the encounter with a truth that is both immanent and transcendent offers the possibility of transformation at the deepest level. This framework presents a path of human development. First, acknowledge the reality of needs. Second, recognize how beliefs and attitudes may distort the perception of those needs. Third, step outside of limiting frameworks to access new knowledge and wisdom. Finally, remain open to the possibility of a truth that cannot be spoken but only experienced, a truth that changes everything once it is encountered. In summary, human beings are motivated by genuine needs, but these needs are often distorted by unconscious worldviews. Growth requires moving beyond those distortions by seeking knowledge outside the current frame of thought. At the highest level, an ineffable truth exists that transforms the worldview itself when personally experienced.